Hey everyone, welcome to our 51st episode of Brew Talk with Mr. Beer. My name is Robert, your host for today's show. We are now past the 50 episode mark. Hopefully you enjoyed our episode last week. A little different episode, but had a good time with it. Thanks for tuning in to watch us today. We appreciate your support over the last 50 episodes. Looking forward to the next 50. As you know, we are not filming in our usual location. I'm filming from my house, so I apologize for any background noise or any hard time you have hearing me in advance. We're doing the best we can with the mobile setup that I got. So before I dive into our topic, a little housekeeping. If you guys want to see us talk about any videos or any questions you want us answered, just please send an email to customer service, chat with them on the website. Zach and Ashley would be glad to help you, provide the support that you need, or also recommend topics for us to talk about in the future that we can extrapolate on. Let's get into it. I got a pretty short topic today, but I saw an interesting post in our Facebook group actually, that somebody's wondering how much beer they should brew to build up a good pipeline of brewing, how many fermenters they should get specifically. And I think everyone kind of had the same consistency, which is what we do, is that you need probably about 3 to 4 fermenters brewing at a time to keep a good pipeline going. When you run out of beer, that is not a good thing. And then when you first get started brewing, I think that's the most hardest part is the waiting and building up. You brew your first batch and then it gets ready, then you drink it, then you're waiting for your next one, then your next one, your next one. So the way to brew up more and get a good beer pipeline flowing, as people like to say, is you just want to keep brewing. I mean, you want to make sure that you're brewing often and and keeping the batches very consistent. So we just want to provide some tips, some easiest ways to kind of build up your pipeline, get it flowing, get the beer cruising, so that way you're drinking beer well into these warm summer months ahead. So the first thing obviously is depends on how much beer you drink a day. That will impact how much you should brew. I think the average person usually drinks around 2 beers a day. I would have to say as a guess, which would be about one of the 740 bottles that you get. Those are close to 22 ounces, so roughly that. I mean, you could do 2 bottles a day, which would be a little more, but so theoretically, if you drink 1 bottle of our bottles a day, 1 batch would last you 11 days. Now, the easiest way, obviously, to get the pipeline is just to brew more beer consistently, brew more beer often. What we have seen from our customers and what everyone kind of recommended doing is that you brew about 4 batches a month minimum. So you get about 4 LBKs going, get them going mostly at the same time, or maybe 1 week after the other. So you're kind of just brewing and bottling, every week, to make sure that you are consistent and what you have. And you could get away with 3 for a month, obviously, if you do 3 batches, 11 bottles or 33 bottles. But I think people, sometimes you'll drink more, you'll share with friends, you'll get some away. I think it's always good to have a little extra to keep the rotation going. So like I said, you want to have 4 fermenters, and I think the brewing is the easiest part. You just brew. Carbonating and conditioning varies from beer to beer. Obviously, IPAs, lagers, stuff like that will taste better younger. If you like to age your stouts and those heavy beers, they'll take a little longer, so that could also vary the time. So maybe brew a variety of beers while you're brewing them, some IPAs, some lager stouts, or if you don't like IPAs, like I do, just brew all IPAs. It makes it pretty simple and pretty easy. But the best way to get the pipeline going is just brew, and brew some more beer. The more batches you brew, obviously, the more beer you have, but also the better your results will be. You'll get better with the brewing process. You'll get more consistent results. You'll just have an overall better experience. With practice, everything gets a little better, just like with brewing with beer. A few tips real quick I got for you to help you along the way. Don't think about what you want to drink now, think about what you want to drink 4 weeks from now. Obviously, if you're brewing a stout in February or March and it's still cold, but then you're going to drink it 3 months from now, it's in the middle of summer, you might not want it. So think about that, plan your brewing schedules out in advance of what you want to drink down the road, not what you want to drink right now. Make sure you're always labeling your bottles and your batches, so you know what batch they came from, what fermenter they came from, and when they were brewed. Sometimes if you're brewing multiple batches, you can have one fermenter that can go bad and maybe gets scratch plastic, gets an infection in it. So you want to make sure that you can track those consistently, so you know that, hey, I've had 2 bad batches come from fermenter 2. I think I need to replace that one. That's a great tip to kind of keep you on track there. And also dating things, just when things were brewed and bottled and when they should be ready. Be patient. It's the last tip. Building up a beer pipeline definitely takes time, takes some patience, but if you put in the work and do some brewing off the get-go and just let things age and keep brewing and building up, you'll get a definitely good pipeline going. When I first started brewing Mr.Beer, I had beer boxes stacked behind my couch just because I was running out of place to store the beer. So it's definitely a good problem to have. It's easy to get it built up, and it's definitely a fun hobby and a fun way to get that beer pipeline flowing, so you can give away beers and share with friends and family. Because at first you want to hoard all those beers for yourself, but I think the greatest part about home brewing is sharing with, you know, friends, family, people you enjoy, having parties, doing all kinds of stuff like that. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. That was an interesting, unique topic for us to talk about. If you did like the episode, or if you enjoyed the episode, give us a like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, whatever platform you're watching it on. Do whatever that platform entails. We post them on our Facebook page, Instagram page, and our YouTube page. If you're not following us everywhere, please make sure to do that. On Instagram, we do post a little more stories. We post a little bit behind the scenes. We share a lot more of our customer pictures on there. So make sure you follow us on Instagram. If you're taking any pictures of brewing on Instagram, tag us at Mr.Beer. So we can see them, we can share them, like them, post them, comment with you guys. I hope you guys have a great week. Hope you are staying safe. Hope you're brewing and drinking some amazing beer. And I will talk to you guys next week. Cheers.